Hello and welcome to the channel. Welcome to Unpopular Opinions Premier League Edition. There may be some other leagues thrown into this. I'm not too sure what the unpopular opinions are yet. If you guys do want to contribute to part 2, my Reddit is down below. The thread is there as well. Just comment your unpopular opinion. It's as simple as that and we'll involve you in part 2 when that does come along. Also guys, leave a comment below of what your unpopular opinions are. If you want to see more of this content, what you want to see. And also, we're trying to get to 1,000 subs. You're very, very close. I will not stop the push until we get there. We are about 10 away, I think, of recording this. So we are 10 subs away. If you guys are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Notification bell on. Get notified when we're going on uploads. Every single time we upload, it is notified. I can't even speak, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let's get on with the unpopular opinions. It may trigger some. There may be some dislikes. There may be some likes. There may be some arguments in the comments. We'll have to see what happens. But I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get on with the unpopular opinions. So, as I said, I've been putting on Reddit and on Twitter for you guys to give me your unpopular opinions. And here they are. If you want to contribute, like I say, description below. But I've been looking forward to doing this video for ages. We have planned it. We've got it ready. So let's start with the unpopular opinions, which are kind of just a bit all over the shop. They're all Premier League. I've nailed down the ones that are Premier League. We can do other leagues in the future if you guys leave me the unpopular opinions you want me to discuss. We could move out of football. We could go into life. You never know. This channel could be anything we want it to be. But we're going to stick to football for now. And we're going to stick to Premier League. So the first unpopular opinion, I don't know why this is unpopular. Bruinator says, David Moyes is a football genius and doesn't get enough credit. I thought everyone knew this. I thought this was a common thing that everyone sort of knew. To be honest with you, it's massively unpopular because, I'm going to be honest, it's completely wrong. I think David Moyes, he done well in the last couple of months. But the last couple of months as well, before that, and after the middle of a couple of months, basically, a few months of being bad, few months being good, few months being bad. That's how David Moyes operates his footballing brain. To be honest, his subs are terrible. His transfers are a bit questionable. As of recording this, Sebastian Haller has just been sold to Ajax. If you see my eyes are baggy, it's because I've been crying all night with that news. But yeah, David Moyes is a football genius. It's up for debate, but thank you for that, Brewer. Next unpopular opinion says Noah, Preston won't get into the Premier League for at least 50 years. Why are these... I wanted unpopular opinions, not popular opinions or facts. That's a given. Who thought Preston would get into the Prem in 50 years? It's meant to be unpopular, guys. Come on. I want better from this next time, okay? I want better. Preston won't get into the Prem. It's not even Preston will get into the Prem. That would be a more unpopular. Where are Preston in the Championship table? The Championship table, Preston are 12th. How is this unpopular? Come on, Noah. I want better than that. I know you're in the streams often. I want better than that next time. That is a terrible one. I'm hoping these unpopular opinions get better. Here we go. This is a juicy one. Daz says, Chelsea are the second best team in the league, but are unlucky. I'm not quite sure about that. I think it goes Liverpool, Man City are the best two. I'm not sure who is the best. It kind of depends on a week-by-week basis. Sometimes Man City look incredible. Other times they'll lose to a West Brom or someone similar. Liverpool at the moment are drawing games left, right and centre. So I'm not too sure who's the top out of those two. I would say Chelsea are probably the 5th best team in the league. I don't know where you get the unlucky bit from. I wouldn't say they're unlucky. I think the transfers... You could argue transfers have been unlucky because they haven't performed, but at the same time you can say the tactics and the players aren't what you thought you'd buy. If you look at it and go, well, Havertz 100 mil should be, or however much you spent on him, should be performing, that's unlucky. I guess so, but that's not really how I look at it. I look at it that Chelsea have invested wrong. They need Declan Rice. That's my opinion. And we'll talk about Declan Rice soon. He is one of the unpopular opinions coming up. If you guys are not shocked about that, I'm not shocked about that. But I think Chelsea are probably the 5th or 6th best team in the league. Let me know below, guys, what you think. I'm not sure they'll get top 4 this year. I think they might fall off. Arsenal are more likely, in my opinion, to get top... No, maybe that was a push. that was a bit of a stretch. I don't agree with that. That's not an opinion I agree with. I think Chelsea aren't unlucky. They're definitely not the second best team in the league. I think they just don't beat the big teams. And when you don't beat the big teams, you don't finish in the top 4. Simple as. They beat the relegation fodder. That's fine. But the big teams, they just can't handle it, in my opinion. Next up from General Aura, we have Jose Mourinho, adapts any team he goes. He's a tactical maestro. I agree with that. I think he has transformed Spurs' mentality a bit more than what they used to be. I don't think they bottle it as much as they used to. Obviously, he hasn't been there for years and many years to prove that he bottles it. Obviously, they are in the final of the Carabao Cup. They will probably lose that now. I've said that. But I think Jose Mourinho has kind of is transforming the mentality of Spurs. A lot of people just say they're a counter-attack team. I don't think they are. I think they can definitely batter teams if they want to. I think Mourinho just doesn't want to be too open defensively, which is safe. I mean, for a team like Spurs, if you want to try and push for the title, which I think they kind of have a decent chance, they've fallen off a little bit in the last couple of weeks. They have a decent chance. They genuinely do. It's probably the best chance within the last good few years since Leicester won the league that Spurs could actually put a challenge for the top 3, top 2 spots, I'd say. But in my opinion, I think he is transforming them. I think he's a great manager. I still think he is probably one of the best in the world. He does get a lot of stick. But that's because social media exists. If social media wasn't about, I think Jose Mourinho would be one of the best, would be noted as probably the best or one of the top 3 managers in the world. Because social media is about and parking the bus is so popular to tweet about, I think Mourinho gets a lot of flack for that. But I think he is a tactical maestro, and I do think he does adapt to every team he goes. He's proved it. He's won a trophy at every single team, I think, hasn't he? So you can't argue with facts. I think that's a good opinion, Oreo. I don't think it's unpopular, but it's a very interesting one for the comments. Let me know, guys, what you think. Is Jose Mourinho one of the best managers in the world? What do you guys think? Is he a tactical maestro? Do you like his style of play? Do you hate his style of play? Is he anti-football, or is he just good defensively? I'm not too sure. Let me know what you think. On to the next opinion, though, and this is where it gets good. These are not from the Reddit. These are from the Premier League Reddit, of course. And we're going to start off big. We're going to start off with the biggest one. Joe Mama. What's that? Joe Mama says Rice is the best CDM in the Premier League. I'd stretch that to say the best in the world. In the Premier League, I think on paper N'Golo Kante's there. Obviously, a lot of Chelsea fans have been calling for Kante to be dropped. A lot of them are saying he's not been that great for the last couple of seasons. I think they're playing him out of position and not as in his role he was when they won the title. But for me, I think Declan Rice is probably, I'm going to say top 3 in the Premier League for sure. On paper, you got Kante, and you'd say Fabinho on paper as well. Performance-wise, I think Rice is probably top 2 because Kante hasn't been as performing as well. But there are obviously lesser players in the league that have been really, really outstanding but haven't got the notice that Rice has got. So I'm going to say Rice is top 3 CDM in the Premier League. Let's have a look what other guys think in the comments here. So someone says, I Kante believe this. Obviously, Kante's there. Oh, okay. A Leeds fan, shock horror, with their great defensive record put on the screen here. Mate, he's not even the best English CDM in the Premier League. Phillips all the way. Why do people like this exist? Genuinely. I mean, I'm being biased here, but there's no one in the world that can think Phillips is better than Declan Rice. There's no one. There can't be. It can't happen. They can't be real. Simple as, they really can't be. Rice, Bissouma and Douglas Luiz are all sick. Not sure if Burge can be classified as DM, but I like him too. Sander Burge is good, but obviously Sheffield United are terrible, terrible, terrible this year. Douglas Luiz is decent, Bissouma's decent as well, but Rice, I think, is above all 3 of those by a mile, in my opinion. Actually really dumb, nobody talks about Phillips. Is this another Leeds fan? It's got to be. It's got to be. He's a diamond in the rough. Rice is far from being the best CDM in the Premier League. Not sure about far from. It's not an outrageous claim. Rice is top 5 CDMs this season so far. Personally, go with Højbjerg. Højbjerg has been good. I forgot about him, actually. He's been very, very good. Phillips, no. Kante, Bissouma and Rice closely behind. Kante is a complete box-to-box with essentially all the qualities of world-class mid, so high-shooting good CDM. Kante, in my opinion, hasn't got the qualities of world-class midfielder. He's not great going forwards. He is not great going forwards, in my opinion. Someone here says Kante first, Højbjerg second, third Phillips. Why are people obsessed with Leeds and Phillips? This is my opinion, right? Leeds are terrible. This is my opinion. They'll get some dislikes, I know they will, but this is absolutely terrible. I'm going to stop the Leeds propaganda right now. Leeds are terrible. They can't defend. How can you put Phillips up there when they have the worst defensive record in basically the whole of the world, pretty much? I'm shocked. Everyone else is saying Højbjerg. Someone here says, you're a sad little man. The opinion, however, is correct. Josh Mustafa knows. Josh Mustafa does know. Next opinion, here we go. Can a Glory Hunter plastic fan become a true fan even if they're not local? Ooh, this is an interesting one. Now, I think there's different criteria for being a Glory Hunter or a plastic fan. If you're supporting a Chelsea and then they start losing games and you go to move to Liverpool, that's a Glory Hunter. I feel like if you live outside of England and you support a big team, there's an argument for, obviously, that's the big team in your area. That is the team that your area supports. That kind of is similar to being local. However, I do think you should support your local team, but obviously if you're say you're, for example, let's say a very common one. Say you're in India. Obviously, you're going to support an Indian team as well, but your Premier League team will likely be a big team because they're the biggest one in the area. Like, who in India is going to support Brighton? No one. Let's be honest. No one's going to support Brighton. Obviously, a lot of people get really touchy about it on social media. I think if you're like deliberately a glory hunter, like you're supporting team by team every year because they won the title, there's a difference. But if you support a team and you wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning to see their games, then it's not your fault you were born in a different country. That's my opinion. That is my opinion. It might be unpopular, let you guys know. But I think it's a massive deal out of this. Football Twitter seems to love this opinion. But for me, I think if you invest your time in it, like someone here has said, then I don't see the issue with it. If you openly support Man U one year and Man City the next because they win the titles, that's a glory hunter. Yes, that's wrong. But if you live in abroad and you can't go to the games, it's not your fault that your family live in a different country. That's my opinion. Unpopular opinion, Spurs get way more hate than they deserve. No. Simple as. No, that one's answered. Unpopular opinion, Man City's 2017-18 season was better than Arsenal's invincible season. Just an opinion. Man City broke some impressive records that year. First team to get triple-digit points. Most ever wins, 32 wins. Most wins, I think he means. Most goals scored, 106. Biggest title winning margin, 19 points. Most consecutive wins, 18 wins in a row. It's crazy. Best goal difference, 79. However, of course, Arsenal broke the record of invincible as long as unbeaten run in the Premier 49. I believe winning 32 games and drawing 4 is more impressive than winning 26 and drawing 12. Now, I don't know. I think that it's a weird one. If you ask me what would I rather, West Ham did. To be fair, I'd be happy with top 6. But if you told me you'd either break the record for most wins or you'd be invincible, I think I'd pick invincible every day of the week. I think that only one club in history has ever done that. It's something that Arsenal can only say they've done. I personally think that's more rewarding for a fan, but a more impressive footballing feat. I don't know, you can say the mentality of not losing a game is a massive, massive feat. Obviously it is. But I think by being the best ever in goals, most margin win, most ever wins, most consecutive wins, best goal difference, all that stuff kind of implies you're a better team. It's kind of hard because obviously you can't judge the difference of the quality of the league of the years. Like there's so many years between them that I don't know if Man City 2018 season was a bad season for everyone. Here we go. The quality of the league was probably higher when City won it too. The Invincibles, United were in transition, Chelsea beginning to establish themselves, and Liverpool came fourth with 60 points. With the Centurions, you had a United team with 81 points, Liverpool team in the second half of the season, signed Van Dijk and UCL finalists, a pretty strong Spurs side, and a Chelsea side who was solid until Conte threw his toys out the pram post-January. I would probably say that Man City's team is probably better than the Invincibles team, but the actual feat of doing it, the Invincibles is better. I don't think you can argue with that. I'm not sure that's an arguable opinion. I think not many can disagree with that. Let me know in the comments. Obviously, that will spark some interest. But let me know, guys, what you think. Unpopular opinion, FIFA should allow 5 subs. I disagree. I think 5 subs is terrible. I don't think there's a point in it. A lot of teams don't use the 5 subs, the 3 subs that are given already. I think that, to be honest with you, it just means that youth players are pushed down a lot more. My opinion is, if they make an increase in subs, either 4 or 5 subs, the additional 2 have to be under 21s or homegrown. Simple as. That's what I think it should be, because it gives a chance for youngsters to come on. Gives chance players for Phil Foden to actually make an appearance off the bench rather than being on the bench. But for me, I think 3 subs is fine. I don't get the point with 5 subs. I don't think many managers will use it. I think it's just changing the game for the sake of changing the game. Yeah, for me, that's a no, and I don't think it should be anywhere near 5 subs. It should stay for 3. That's the rules. That's the rules it's always been. And for me, it shouldn't be changed. Should there even be an international break? I understand the unpopularity of a break right now, especially with the friendlies, injury crisis, so forth. Completely against international friendlies right now and the risk of spreading COVID and injuries for no reason. Yeah, I completely agree with this. I don't get why friendlies are still happening. I don't get it. I don't really get the point in friendlies randomly as well. I get it for build up to competitions, but randomly in like a year after the tournament, then actually 2 Euros are there. Yeah, ignore that comment. But I think international friendlies should not exist in this current climate. I think it's ridiculous. It's just helping the spread. It's setting a bad example. In my opinion, it's not unpopular. They should just scrap all friendlies. Just scrap them. And the final Premier League opinion of this episode, guys. Remember, part 2 will be coming if you leave comments below and also in our subreddit description in the details below. Unpopular opinion, Bobby Firmino is overrated. A lot of people love the guy. some people say the opposite to me, that he's underrated. But here are my reasons, explanations towards why I think he's overrated. I hear people say he's world class and the best player at Brazil. People say not his role and people say that is not his role when he is a false nine. My point is, false nine is still supposed to score. Take Messi 2012 for example, but he barely scores. For me, Salah and Mane are a big reason why he's doing so well. Don't think he'd be the player he is today without a world class team with him. I will get hate for this, but I don't really care. That's why for me he's overrated. For me, it's an interesting one. I don't think Firmino's as good as Liverpool fans make out. I think some Liverpool fans don't really like him, to be fair. But for me, I don't think he's as good as what he was. It's not the fact he's overrated. Actually, no, it's the fact that he's overrated. It's not in that, though. It's the fact that he was really good for a couple of seasons. He's dropped off. People are still hoping that he's still here, when in reality, he's sort of like dipped down. So the people set the bar up here for him and forget that he's not doing it. Whereas he has dipped below that. I don't think he's as good as what he used to be. I think people kind of have sussed him out from what I've watched a bit more than what they used to. I think he's easier to mark him. I don't think he's getting a bit found out. I think the system's kind of not taking its toll on him. But for me, I think he is slightly overrated. I think he's overhyped as well. He does his job. He does what he's meant to do. He doesn't score enough, probably, in my opinion. I agree with that. But for me, I still think he's a great player. I do think he's a great player. I think saying that Salah and Mane are a big reason why he's doing well. You could also argue that Salah's doing well because Mane and Firmino are there. You could say Mane's doing well because, Mane is a great player. I love Mane. I think Salah's doing a lot better because Firmino and Mane are there. I think Mane could do well with whoever's next to him. That's the difference in my opinion. I love Mane. I think he's an absolutely incredible player. And his step up from Southampton to Liverpool is ridiculous. Let's have a look at what other people think here. Firmino's a reason Salah and Mane are doing well. Create so many opportunities for his teammates with quick passing and decision-making and movement off the ball. Responsible for a lot more goals than he scores or even gets the assists for. He sets up other teammates who get the goal and assists. I kind of agree with that. Semi-assists, as I call them, do go under the radar. Respect your point. Think you're playing quick football at a worse club. Relies on wingers who can play this football with him. Doesn't matter if contribute what's important to your role. Yeah, basically saying what I've been saying there. We've got an argument here. We've got an argument going on. I like this. You're genuinely clueless. It's just an opinion, mate. A pretty stupid one. Just so I don't agree with you means my opinion's stupid. Saying Messi sucks as an opinion, but it's a pretty stupid one. Oh my god. You've got Arsenal fans and Liverpool fans arguing in this comment section. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Congratulations. You've basically confirmed the football knowledge of an 8-year-old. Salah and Mane don't get the goals up for me, no. He's one of the front three that Liverpool fans would hate to lose the most. I'm assuming you're a young fan, as the opinion would mean you didn't appreciate Bergkamp. Also might want to check in Arsenal club legend Henry and his take about Firmino before spouting this nonsense. God, it's just Arsenal and Liverpool fans in this whole comment. You'd cream your pants if Firmino played for Arsenal. Firmino's filthy. I do think he's a class player. I do think he's a good player, but he's not lived up to what his previous seasons was, and that's where I think the argument comes from. I think if he was where he was a couple of seasons ago in terms of stats, this argument wouldn't exist, but because his goal contributions has gone down, he's been more noticeable. I think he has been slated a lot more, especially with the rise of social media and football Twitter. I think that's where a lot of the controversy nowadays does come from. But that is the end of episode 1 for Unpopular Football Opinions. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you're new around here. We're trying to get to 1k subs. We are so close. Hopefully this video puts us over the edge. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. See you next time for some more Unpopular Opinions or some more football content. And I'll catch you all later.